Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to coverage of high school basketball on Manchester Public Television Services. It's time for the girls' semifinal, and tonight we're at SNU on the Stan Spiro Fieldhouse for the Memorial and BG, number 4 versus number 1 matchup in the state semifinal. I'm Peter Capano. I'm joined once again by Fred McNeil. He's been with me throughout the season. Fred, it's great to be here, is it not?
Oh, it is. Great atmosphere here. We just witnessed a super D1 semifinal before this, where Portsmouth beat Pinkerton in overtime just to set the great tournament atmosphere.
Indeed. That was tied at the very end of regulation on a 3, and then Portsmouth managed to outplay Pinkerton just enough to take, what, a 43-41 victory, I think it was.
That's it. And the winner of that Portsmouth will face the winner of this game. And what a game we have tonight, Peter. We have 3-time defending state champ Bishop Gert, really a juggernaut in the state, against our own Memorial Crusaders.
And then BG coming in at 19-0.
And actually they also went 3-0 in their Christmas tournament down in Andover, Mass. And they also got their first victory, so I believe I have them at 22-0 now.
Well, they're averaging 64 points a game and allowing 37.
Yeah.
And to compare with Memorial at 56 and 42. So, 8 points in either direction. Better by Bishop Gert, and that is actually fairly substantial. Memorial comes in at 17-3, having won 2 playoff games against Nashua South and Londonderry. And Memorial will really and truly have their hands full tonight trying to knock off this, what did you say, 3-time champion?
3-time champion, really a juggernaut, Peter. They returned 4 starters from last year and only lost 3 people from the team. So again, a very strong BG program. And Memorial's going to have to do all the little things right tonight to try to keep this close and squeeze out a victory.
Well, that's right, and BG does it with a full-court press with some excellent half-court offense and tenacious defense. They play the full court in every phase of the game.
And that's a key item you just identified, Peter, that full-court press. Memorial has to be able to break that. If not, they're going to be smothered.
And so after the made basket by BG, Memorial will see that press, and that's when the very hard work will begin. It's generally a 2-2-1 three-quarter court zone press. They like to trap it midcourt, and it will fall to Carrier and Gould in particular, the 2 young guards for Memorial. It's Jess and Tamara. To break that press, they're going to have their confidence, and they're going to have to execute well with the help of their teammates coming forward to get the pass. And then the teammate's going to need to turn and pivot and get the ball into the forecourt and either attack the basket or pull it out and set the offense. BG makes that difficult because they'll pick up man-to-man out of that zone press, which is impressive all by itself. But if they do go to the basket, Memorial, the final thing is absolutely crucial. They have to score. They can't miss the layup after doing all the hard work of breaking the press.
We talked about that as always a key item to the game, points in the paint. Those high percentage shots you have to make. And as you were saying, once they break the press, they need to capitalize on it.
They might like to slow the tempo a little bit, but it's very difficult with the defensive pressure that BG will bring. Memorial has 3-point shooting expertise in the form of Lyric Grumblatt. They have Janessa Brunette, who loves to put the ball on the floor and go to the basket. And between the 2 of them, they need to split this Cardinal defense.
It's going to be an exciting game, Peter, tonight. We look forward to it. A chance for the Crusaders to advance to the state finals for the first time in school history.
Here is number 5, Jess Carter, a 5'3" sophomore guard from Memorial. For Bishop Burton, it's number 12, Erin Carney, a 5'5" junior guard. is Tamara Gould. She is a 5'4" junior guard. She rolled an ankle in the last game on Sunday and isn't moving completely smoothly. We'll see how she can go.
She's been fearless penetrating this season, Peter, in the games we saw. Let's hope that she can continue that tonight.
Here's Hannah Muchmore, number 1, a 5'6" junior guard for BG. She runs the offense for them. Here is Lyric Grumblatt, 5'9" junior guard wearing number 23. She's the sharpshooter for Memorial.
The leading scorer this year, Peter, averaging 17.7 a game.
Number 13 in white is Aaliyah Foreman, a 5'11" junior forward.
I remember her from last year in the finals. She was a force.
Ileana Vega wears number 24, a 5'9", the only senior on this Memorial team.
She brings some muscle to that squad. They're going to need that tonight.
For Bishop Burton, number 23 is Brianna Wilcox, a 5'9" junior forward. And here comes Janessa Brunette, 5'9" junior forward, wearing number 12 for Memorial. Janessa, along with Lyric and Ileana, are tri-captains on this Crusader team. Final starter on BG is Ava Owens, number 11, a 6-foot junior forward, and she teamed up with Aaliyah Foreman, a very athletic and difficult to handle presence for the Cardinals. We will take a few minutes and observe the national anthem.
Serving around the world, protecting all freedoms, with the singing of our national anthem, performed for us this evening by Bishop Burton Jr. Jillian Bianchi.
Janie Bianchi will sing it. Very nice job by Janie, a BG student. Gets high fives from the team on her way off. Bishop Girton coached by Brad Creek. Memorial by Greg Petro in his second year.
I think Brad's his 4th year with BG. And not a bad way to start off with 3 straight championships in your first 4 years, Peter. And then I didn't realize it, but BG, who is 22 and 0 this year, entire starting 5 will be back next year.
That's right. There's only, 2 seniors? 1 senior on that roster.
Yep, 1 senior on each squad.
Gabriel Souza. I snuck over to Central High School to see this BG team about 3 weeks ago after doing the game at West. You may recall, Fred, I think you were there. So I have seen them this year. All right, referees.
Well, like we said, Foreman taking the tap and Owens are 2 of the big ones with BG, and they easily win the tap to start the game.
Well, they put Carrier up to take the jump She didn't even bother. She's at 5'3", one of the point guards on this team. With the possession arrow, hardly matters who gets the shot, does it, Fred? Good hand by the Vega, I think, that time.
Important for Memorial just to hang around. Doesn't matter if the
offensive foul. Well, I didn't mention that, Fred, but that's another one of my talking points in this one as the foul comes in off of Ava Owens, number 11. But Memorial needs also to stay out of foul trouble.
Yes.
So they have to do all these good things without fouling. There's a second foul on BG, and Grumblatt will go to the line for 2.
Good start. They moved the ball up the court quickly. Got a good look at the basket. Drew to a foul. Let's see if they can capitalize.
And the first foul was on Ava Owens, the 6-foot junior. The second one's on Aaliyah Foreman, the 5'11 junior. If those two players have limited minutes, the fortunes of the Crusaders go up.
That is correct. Twin Towers down the lower blocks and the free throw for BG.
Grumblatt misses the first one, gets the second. And Memorial scores first. All right, here's Foreman. She swings it out to Carney and gets it back.
So it's like a 2-3 zone for the Crusaders here.
It does. Oh, look at that.
Nice collapse.
Gould came in and sniffed that pass out, knocked it away. Grumblatt picks it up.
And good patience by Grumblatt bringing it up. There wasn't anything there. She waited for the rest of her team to join her. Extended man-to-man defense by the Cardinals.
Carrier. She dumps it off down low. Here comes Vega.
Go back up strong. She does.
That is Janessa's game down low. She only stands 5'9", but she plays bigger than that. This will tie it.
Oh, but doesn't.
Off for Brunette. She gives it to Gould.
Hoop here would be great for the Crusaders. Put them off to a quick start.
Like that Carrier off to Gould now. Gould seems to be moving okay. You can see she's got a red, what looks like a red sock and a black sock. The black is actually a brace.
Oh, she turns it on and finishes it. Oh, we talked about how critical it is for points in the paint. She deep beat a defender but couldn't get the 2 points out of it.
She did the hard part. Here's a jumper from Carey. And we're tied at 3.
We talked about how critical it is. They have to capitalize on everyone. That could have been a 5-0 lead, and now it's a 3-3 tie. There's that backcourt defense you talked about.
Brunette. Janessa likes to just keep going, but she's going to pull it out.
Good pass.
Down low to Vega. Vega muscles it in.
Good patience. Used the glass. 2 points for Crusaders.
Good decision by Brunette. I would have predicted that she would have put her head down and gone, but she had Foreman on her, decided not to. The elbow jumper.
Very nice turnaround by Muchamore.
Much more. I like
Much more.
Here's the turnover on the press.
And to capitalize on it.
Ava Owens knocked it away and she got the layup. We get a timeout. Oh no, we get a
turnover.
That's a tough call. She must have stepped on the line as she inbounded.
Well, you could step on the line, you can't step over the line.
Okay. I didn't even know you could touch it.
Yeah, because the inbounds, PG, a mental error there.
Yep, that's number 15, Addison Schmidt in for BG, and she didn't expect that ball to come to her. Deflected off of her to the Memorial bench.
Yeah, so the outer bounds is defined by the inner line with the court. So, some courts actually are solid all the way up to that.
Gould to Vega. Rebound to Owens.
Owens has big strides. Nice dish off.
According to Carney, she
nice collapse on the defense.
That's a fair ball. BG leads by 2, 7-5 at the 4:35 mark for the quarter. Brunette, that's her bread and butter, but look at the block.
Nice block from behind.
Athletic by Ava Owens. Much more. Can't get it in. Rebound to Grumblatt. And Lyric will come up and reset the offense. Here's Carey.
I think it's good for them to take a breather. They've been running up and down this court. I'm tired just watching them.
Well, we didn't talk about the court, Fred. It probably is a little easier to break the press on the college-sized court.
I would agree with that. It's much larger than we talked about earlier, the challenge.
Vega.
Nice shot. Nice square.
7-7, just under 4 minutes in the first quarter.
They're being patient with that zone, staying inside the three-point line. Squares up. Beautiful touch off the glass by Owens. Nice turnaround.
Kind of looked like a bad shot to me because she was twisting as she went up, but she found the spot on the backboard to bank it in.
Break the press, penetrates.
Carrier, got it.
Finishes. Nice little patience as she waited for Owen to go over, almost a little deke, and then went up with it, off the glass and in.
She had kind of a little stutter step or stop and go to get herself there. There's another elbow jumper, this time by Schmidt.
I think we've had scoring from 4 different Cardinals already. Again, the well-balanced team.
Here's Gould. That comes off.
First sub of the game for BG.
It's like Aria O'Connell, number 5, the 5'6" junior on. Should give
Owens a break, yeah. But she's sprinted up and down that court a couple of times. Like you said, this is a bigger court than most of these players are used to.
So conditioning could come into play. There's much more for 3.
Oh. But she was well outside the men's three-point from there.
She was.
Here's the press. That's it. Keep in the middle. Don't go near those sidelines and get trapped.
Let's call that one the college three-point.
Yeah.
The women play on that line, too. Carrier.
Oh, couldn't quite get the roll. Go back
get
up.
the rebound. Vega does.
Nice muscle move down there. Goes up, draws the foul.
Fouls on Brianna Wilcox, I believe.
She was in no woman's land down there. She was able to pass out to 2 people up and go up strong.
She looked at the basket, decided that wasn't her best course of action, turned away, didn't like that, went back to the basket.
All right, again, we talk about Memorial's going to do everything right. One is hit free throws.
Looks like Gabrielle Sousa. No? Somebody came on. Uh-oh. Vega can't get either of them. It's BG by 5.
Drives strong and lays it in. Just walked right through the defense. That was too easy for Wilcox. Here comes the press again. That's it. Keep in the center of the court. Nice look.
Got a shuffle of the feet called.
Yeah.
Coach Cotro on his feet, thinking about a timeout maybe, but makes a substitution. Who did he bring on? I think it was Ryan Moran, number 4, the 5'7" sophomore, playing in the middle of that zone now.
Yeah, just checked in. Strong to the hoop again. Nice rebound, chip pass, and they set up the offense again.
Kicked out. Much more
Good
passes
defense.
deflected. Ryan. Moran comes up with the loose ball. She hands it off to Carrier.
All right, they're slowing things up, setting up that offense.
Is Gould. Tammer kicks it out to Carrier.
Open shot,
Got
hits it.
It's a 2.
Nice ball movement by the Crusaders, worked at the open man, and they capitalized.
Moran gets the jumper.
Under a minute here, Peter. The stop here would be critical.
BG by 5.
Oh, going down in the paint. Nice double up by that zone.
Back down again. to Foreman down there. Here's a jumper from Wilcox.
Got the
Foreman
open look.
rebounds. The putback is no good.
All right, Crusaders, 31 seconds left.
Brunette clears the boards. Carey's not going to wait.
Go up. Ooh.
Yeah, she had more room and time than she thought. She
That
kinda
is
short
correct.
on that.
BG's waiting for our last shot. He'll have 14 seconds remaining.
All right, this is Brianna Wilcox. She's not going to wait.
No.
5 seconds left. Ball's on the floor. It looks like Moran got it.
Another foul against BG.
You know, that's the 4th foul on BG. No fouls on Memorial.
That was one of your critical success factors, Peter. Stay out of foul problem, and they did.
2 seconds left until halftime. Yeah, Dunblatt. I don't even think she got it off in time. We're going to go in after 8. 16-11 BG. Memorial had tied the game at 3, at 5, at 7, and at 9, and then their defensive intensity lapsed a little bit. And BG jumped ahead to 16 points. They pulled 2 back, and we're at 16-11 after 8.
I think that was a good quarter for the Crusaders. They hung around. They had some open looks down low and foul shots they couldn't capitalize. But more importantly, they broke the press, another one of your critical success factors. I think BG got one hoop and maybe 2 turnovers so far off of that press.
And that's not bad, because a lot of times you get good looks at the other end off of the press as well. So you live by the press, you die by the press sometimes.
And again, to paint a picture of what the Crusaders up against, Bishop Gurnett 22-0. They played 4 games out of state against powers like Mercy down in Connecticut, Braintree, Mass, the defending D1 South champs in Mass, also in New York at Bishop Feehan, and they won all of those games. So again, they've traveled out of the state. They're battle-hardened, tested, and tough.
That Braintree team they beat is very highly rated in Massachusetts.
Yeah, well, actually, they're playing for the back-to-back championships this Saturday.
Yeah.
They were 15-3 going into the playoffs, and one of those losses was against BG.
There's
N1.
wouldn't drop. Janessa dropping that shoulder and heading to the basket.
I like that. They've had success penetrating tonight, Peter. And what will balance that is when they penetrate and also dish off to keep that defense honest.
Well, Brunette against Central on the last game of the season just had her way. She did that over and over, and she didn't miss either. They won that game 65-41.
All right, Owens checks back in for the Cardinals. Let's see if the Crusaders can sink the second one here and inch a little closer to one possession.
Jess Carrier, number 5, the point guard for this Memorial team, also likes to go to the basket. She's lefty. She ends up with a left-handed shot most of the time.
Quick ball movement, Crusaders. It looks like they switched to man-to-man now in this quarter.
It's like Lauren Bartnicki on for Memorial, number 15, along with Elizabeth Barrientos, number 11.
There they are, Patience breaking the press. Trapped at midcourt.
That ball came off of a foot somewhere.
All right, slow it up. There you go.
Oh, boy.
Watch for that 10 seconds.
Well, that may help the
Good
offense.
pass. Finish. Yes. We talked about breaking the press, getting down quickly. They did that, even though it was a little bit of a broken and ugly play. Ooh.
Couple of 11s collided that time, Barrientos and Owens. Barrientos will pick up the foul.
But good foul. As a foul on the floor. Memorial hasn't had one yet. Contest that easy basket. Make Owens work for everything she can get.
Barrientos will have limited minutes off the bench anyway as a freshman. So, no problem picking up a foul or 2 for her.
Oh, wide open underneath.
Wide open. Schmidt.
That was Schmidt, 6-foot junior.
Makes it 22-15 BG early in the second quarter.
Even though Foreman's listed at 5'11", she looks all of 6 feet. It looks like 3 6-footers on the floor. There she is with the steal right there.
She gets it off to Hannah Muchmore.
All right, BG on a little run here. Let's see if the Crusaders can counter.
Burnett goes down low to Carrier. Carrier.
Like you said, Peter, Fearless going to that basket.
Good
Oh,
save.
now it's cut. Now finish it.
Carrier.
Beautiful ball movement by the Crusaders.
But Nikki picked her out that time. And it's 22-17.
Driving through the lane, picked up 2 defensemen, and just laid it off for the open person. Oh, nice cut, nice finish.
Muchmore picked out Foreman that time, and again, that's too easy.
And both Foreman and Owens are hitting all those shots in the paint. You can't let them in there. That's their scoring area.
It's good, calm press breaking right there by Memorial. Barrientos hands it off to
There you go.
Burnett.
Nice turn. Oh.
Burnett had it knocked out of her hand.
Well, yeah.
And then she's fouled. Muchmore's going to pick it up. That'll be Muchmore's first. Team 6.
Good call there. Clearly hit the hand.
Hannah will step off. On comes Gabrielle Sousa, number 4 in white. There's Grumblatt directing traffic. She's got it into Carrier. Jess has the tall,
Exactly.
the tall Owens on her.
Nice move to the hoop, just not high enough off the glass. Back up.
Now that's
There you
good.
go.
She makes that most of the time. She needs to make those for her team tonight. It's a 7-point BG lead. Owens cut off the baseline.
Oh, it's a good ball handler for a big lady.
Carrier did a great job of cutting the baseline off that time, though.
That's their best press break, Peter, is not allowing them to score.
Yes, oh yeah.
Well,
That's why I mentioned at the top of the show about how after a made basket, BG puts on the press, and that's when you see it.
BG with 6 fouls. Now it means Memorial's going to be in the bonus the rest of the way. We talked about the criticality of free throws. They're going to need those to stay close.
Good travel. Referees tonight, Steve Greenwood, Gary Vickery, and Kevin, the other guy.
Shout out to my friend Steve. He works for Pennachuck Water. He's also a college ref. Very good official.
Grumblatt. I worked with Steve a little bit. He did IT when I helped with Pennachuck a couple of years ago.
Yes.
Good guy.
Yep,
We had some
very
great conversations
His
on the job site.
His daughter's a referee also.
Ah,
And they've actually done high school games together, which is great to see. Father and daughter.
oh boy, that one was almost.
Oh, open underneath.
kicked
Great
out
ball
to
movement by
Smith.
BG. Really was. I got it out to the paint. Schmidt just hammers it down from there. And it is really like a 1-3-1 press, huh, Peter?
And it varies in intensity.
Yes.
They're not looking really to double team and trap right now, and it ends up as a man-to-man press, which is a problem for Carrier. Here's Carney.
Oh, for the putback for BG. Maybe a timeout now. Yeah, exactly. Momentum's going BG way, up by 11.
It happens fast. If you don't score and you turn the ball over, BG can take it down and put it in the basket.
Yeah, so BG had to buy the first round of the playoffs, then beat our own Manchester Central 51-29 in the first round to get here. And as you noted, Memorial got here through Nashua North and Londonderry.
In that second round game at home, they jumped out to a 14-0 lead and never looked back in that one, which set them up for this match. They lost to BG during the regular season, 74-40, but Coach Cottrell tells me that they were within 15 or 14 late in the third quarter, that they decided to keep trying different things to see what would work, and the things they tried as the game wound down did not work. But they came out with some confidence, but they can't let it slip away here.
Here's that 1-3-1 press again. Just chewing up a little time, throwing them off the rhythm. Oh, deep three.
Grumblad.
We talked last year
for her.
Yeah, we talked last year about a little confusion here, Peter, because there is a three-point line for the high schools, but it's very difficult to see. There are a lot of players left shooting from outside the college three-point line, which is the black one.
That's right.
Like she's doing right now.
And just that extra 9 inches, 10 inches, maybe a foot can really make a difference on a long shot like that.
Oh, it does, especially when that's your
Gould can't
bread and butter all year. It throws off that rhythm of the shot.
Gould wasn't fooled on that one. She stepped inside. She took her normal shot, three-point shot that time. Memorial's just turned stone cold.
Well, but again, great ball movement as BG passes around the perimeter. Let's see if the Crusaders go back to that zone they had success with. They stay at the man-to-man. All right, looks like they're back in the zone now.
2-1-2, 2-3.
Yep.
Call it what you will.
But again, I like changing up those defense, get a different look. There's a pro three-pointer.
Foreman. Knocked out of bounds by Owens. It'll be Memorial ball with 1:54 to go, trailing by 11.
No, BG's got distinct height advantage, and that was just an example of it there. She couldn't corral it, but she was easily able to be the first one to tap that ball.
Carrier.
I think she meant to pass that.
Juking and jiving. Here's Gould. She's going to try to get in the lane. She does.
Yeah, but Gould's just overmatched in height in the paint.
Yes. Burnett up top to Gould. 1.5 minutes to go.
No, I can't believe the 6-foot Owen has been on Gould all night.
Doesn't seem right, does it?
No, and she just got the steal there. Memorial gets it back.
Here's
Open three.
Got it.
Oh, they gave it 2. All right.
28-19 with 1.5 minutes to go till halftime.
We talked about momentum and psychological things. The Crusaders want to be in single digits here.
Ava Owens
That
with
should be a 1-and-1.
another rebounding foul. And how many is that? That's just 2 on her.
That's not.
She picked one up in the first minute
Yeah,
of the
that should
game.
be the 1-and-1 situation.
Looks like it is.
Yep.
Recognized it. I'm not sure who it's. Oh, it's Grumblat to the line. Probably their best shooter.
All right. Inch a little closer with a couple of ones from the charity stripe.
Just under 1 minute left. Memorial down by 9.
Again, you need to do all the little things to beat the big giant.
Much more. Comes off. Brunette rebound. She hands it off to Carrier.
Look at the coach what to do here to play for the last shot. We'll try to get a couple of possessions out of this time.
Carrier.
With the left hand all the way. Won't get the roll. Gets her own rebound. It goes back up. Oh.
Might have got away with a little shuffle that time, but couldn't convert.
Well, that's 110% effort from her. Oh, going strong. And throws it right in.
And we've hardly mentioned Addison Smith. She's 6 feet tall. Uh-oh.
And there goes the trap. 1-and-1 back on the line for the Crusaders.
Well, Carrier went straight to midcourt, picked out Ileana Vega for that pass, and Vega saved the play by moving towards the pass. Otherwise, that would have been picked off by two different Cardinals.
Was that?
As it was, she was fouled on the catch.
Was that foul on Owens? I thought it was. I guess
The
not.
board says number 15, Smith. Now, Owens had been substituted after she picked up her second one just a moment ago. All right. Ileana can't convert. There's
Two straight one-on-ones.
And we're in
8 seconds.
the
Let's see if the
last 10
D can
seconds.
hold it.
It's Smith again.
Oh, hits a three. That's a killer right there, Peter.
Indeed. Madison Smith, the 6-foot junior forward. She made, let's see, we got the scoring up on the board. She's got 13 points. She leads everybody so far in scoring, and that's off the bench. And what do you
In a
say,
junior,
huh?
she'll be here next year.
What do you say?
Well, that's why BG's so tough.
14-point lead after 16 minutes. Well, we'll be right back. All right, well, 15 minutes was up on the board. You just see the Memorial girls coming back now with a minute and a half to go. So Coach Coutreau had a lot to say at halftime, or he wanted them to get as relaxed as possible, Fred. What do you think about that first half and what they might have heard at halftime?
Well, again, Memorial started to hang around, as we said, but BG just caught on fire in that last minute, sank a three in the last 5 seconds to push their lead up to 14.
Well, off the bench comes Madison Smith. She shoots 6 for 7. One of them was a 3. Leads all scorers with 13. They're at halftime, and nobody really is even close. Muchmore has 7. Owens has 6. And there's nobody with more than 4 on Memorial. Burnett, Vega, and Carrier are there. The big stat, scoring-wise, that jumps out at me is Lyric Grumblatt shooting 0 for 3 and with 1 total point from the free throw line.
But also shooting percentage, BG 15 of 28, well better than 50%, while the Crusaders 8 for 23. Again, down around 30%. BG's capitalized when they needed to, scored the big hoops, had the momentum, and they have the ball to start the second half.
The terrific stats we get from Southern New Hampshire University indicate that Memorial actually had 1 more point from a turnover than BG did. Given the press, that's kind of surprising, but it was just 7 to 6. So the press isn't what's hurting Memorial so far tonight. It is the lack of efficiency offensively.
Oh, there's a steal right off the bat, but BG gets it back.
Well, Wilcox just reached in and knocked that away. I think she should have picked up a foul. Burnett blocked the shot.
The Crusaders spread the floor here. Let's see if they have more success on the offensive side. Oh, a turnover right to start.
Burnett comes away with it as Lyric Grumblatt dove on the floor to keep that thing alive.
Three comes up short.
But she comes out firing. I like that. That wasn't a great look because she had too much company, but she needs to get on track, so she's got to start shooting.
Crusaders 0 for 5 beyond the arc tonight. Again, we talked about them having to do all the little things. They have to hit some of those three-pointers. BG very deliberate and patient here against the zone.
This is much more interesting. She's inside.
Just drives in strong right in the middle. Here comes the press again. There is a trap at half court there.
Burnett made the good decision to put it back into the backcourt.
Oh, wrestles it away, a jump ball.
Anna Wilcox is so active defensively here, and yet she's being substituted for some reason. The coach could have some grand plan there.
Well, this is a very deep squad here, Peter. They don't lose anything when they go to their bench.
But it's only a minute and a half into the third quarter, and she's playing very well. Gould for three.
Again, she took that from beyond the men's three-pointers, short of the rim.
Oh.
The confusion of those lines, I think, impacts the players.
It's easily picked off as Owens jumped in the air and committed to passing before she knew where she was going to pass it.
I think she was looking for a foul also.
Good defensive work to avoid
Good
that.
dish, open look.
Jumper from Moran won't go. Rebound to Foreman.
And that was an airmail also.
It's Owens. Jumper off the elbow.
As opposed, BG's jumpers continue to go in. Nice shooting mechanics, nice snap of the wrist there, squares up to the hoop.
And the first 4 points of the second half go to BG.
The trap almost created another turnover for the Cardinals.
They lead by 18 points. Here's Carrier.
No, nothing there against the Towers.
Burnett.
Good defense by Owens.
And
2-on-1.
Aaron Carney off to Smith. Smith cannot miss tonight.
Uses her left hand as she goes up. The biggest leader tonight for the Cardinals now, 20 points.
39-19 as Memorial has yet to score here in the second half at the 5:20 mark of the third quarter. And the hill is getting steep.
Well,
Mr. Fred.
Well, we knew that. Again, we talked about so often, 22-0, three-time defending champ, returning 4 or 5 starters from last year. It's funny, the girls basketball in the States seem to have runs. BG has a big run now. Winnicott had one when they won 4 or 5. Remember those great national teams that were nationally ranked.
Absolutely. Yeah, I distinctly recall sitting here with my headphones on, calling the game. I don't know if it was a Central team. I think it was a Central team against one of the Winnicott teams. And Winnicott fans to our left fill in the stands, and they brought a band. It was so loud in here. It was a great, great atmosphere. It wasn't the result I was hoping for, but it sure was fun.
That must have been 2008 when they beat Central 60-47.
Yep.
You're right. That was part of a 1, 2,
5.
3. Well, that was a 3-year run that they had it.
Oh.
Oh, excuse me. You're right. 5-year run. And BG's taken 4 of the last 7, 3 in a row, and they're poised to make it to the finals once again. Good dish off. Oh, little stutter step.
Got it.
6-6. That's an effective mechanism. Just grab those extra 2 or 3 steps in front of you, then square up. Good defense. A lot of times a defensive play like that is the morale booster you need. Let's see if they can rally around that.
Sometimes that feels just great.
Oh, and there it is.
There she is again. She blocked the shot. She made the steal. She's going to look for a 3-point shot.
All right. Let's see if they can climb back in here with 4 minutes left in the third.
Foreman reached over that time. That is her second foul. Team's first.
Whoa, watch out.
Let's call for the travel. Janessa that time, maybe she didn't have a dribble. I thought she dribbled it as she went to her knee, which would have negated the travel, but maybe in collecting the ball, she used her dribble. In any
But
case,
again, that'll go down as a travel as a really result of the BG defense. Ball chips around 3 times. It stays with BG.
good defense that time by the Crusaders to deny Ms. Smith.
Let's see what they have for an inbound play. Just put it out and set up the offense. Returns to the inbounder.
Much more.
You can't leave her open like that when she comes in, especially a quality team like BG. 2-on-1.
With Burnett.
Good defense by Foreman.
comes Carney the other way.
He's starting to run the court now.
Burnett spins in the corner.
Open three, goes in off the glass. Yes. In one.
Foul will be on Brianna Wilcox. She gets up a little slow.
Yeah, both players are getting up a little slow there, Peter. I see Gould limping to the free throw line. We talked about her ankle problem. Let's hope she can make it through the game. Subs for both teams coming in now.
Owens for Wilcox, who picked up her third foul. And who else came on? Tamara Gould will have one.
She's going to be sub for now. She's clearly limping as she goes off the court, Peter. I know that's going to be very disappointing for the 5'4" junior guard who's always been a spark plug for the Crusaders.
Yes, indeed. Looks like she's in discomfort over there as she goes to visit the trainer on the bench. Number 11, Elizabeth Barrientos, the 5'8" freshman, is on for Memorial.
Losing the starting guard just makes that mountain all the steeper for the Crusaders. But good defense here. Good double up. Oh, you can't leave her alone.
Owens. Barrientos went to give strong side help.
That's another example of BG's dominating height, just grabbing those rebounds over the Memorial Crusaders.
Rebounds at halftime were 17 for Girton and 13 for Memorial. Traveling violation gives the Crusaders a
ball. Immediately they trapped on that inbound play. Got the jump ball, and it's going to go Bishop Girton's way. Now again, watch the inbound. Last time she swung around for an open three. And she's open over there now. She gets it.
One comes
but doesn't sink it.
Vega rebounds. Oh, that's a quick whistle for the held ball.
But I tell you, BG's defense has been tenacious. Now it's a man-to-man press defense.
One of my complaints about the refereeing on the girls' side, that held ball is whistled much too quickly. We get an offensive foul here, though. Can't argue about Janessa Burnett running Hannah Muchmore over as she made the pass. Just Janessa's first foul. There's no problems foul-wise really on either team, although Brianna Wilcox has 3 for BG. BG leads 42-24. They're going to maybe take a little time here. Can be patient. Just 2:45 left in the third quarter.
Nice collapse by the Crusader defense. When they have to collapse, they got to realize someone's open. They got to move back quickly.
Much more.
Nice defense.
Kind of throws it up at the basket, almost banks it in.
Contact with 3 people, throws up a prayer, is almost answered, Peter.
It sure was.
Again, great defense by Bishop Girton there, not letting Crusaders penetrate.
Carrier goes to her right this time, and she can't convert.
The defense just forced her off balance. She was too high on the glass, and that one didn't have a chance to go in, unfortunately. As you said, the patient look by Bishop Girton as they set up the offense.
Here's the jumper from Foreman.
20.
Go ahead. It's a 21-point lead. Now it's back to 19, I should say. 45-26. We get timeout Memorial.
Again, it's a tough mountain to climb, down by 19 now. Yeah. Best case scenario, they want to cut it down to 10, entering that fourth.
You see why BG is able to win so many games. if one aspect isn't working out for them, the next one is. I mean, they go inside, they go inside, they go inside, then they kick it out to Muchmore, and she drains a couple threes, and all of a sudden, boom.
Well, but also,
points on the board.
Smith, Owens, Foreman, they can all shoot from the outside, and Smith really showed she was a force inside in that first half. So you're right. On the offense side, we talked about strong inside-out penetration in baskets, and their defense has been stellar today.
So the better scenario for Memorial is as they did very early on, stay with them and get some confidence and take some of BG's confidence away, maybe, and create some doubt and make the game tighter. But it wasn't to be so far in this one.
All right.
And why shouldn't the Cardinals be confident, right? You described going out of state and winning against everybody.
They did. I mentioned 3-0 in Andover, Mass. in that holiday tournament.
Muchmore just passed up a jumper. Now she'll take it. No, she's going to put it on the floor.
Well, they're burning a little time here.
I think so. I think they are.
That forces Memorial to extend that defense.
Not sure they've fully gone to the man-to-man yet. No, they're still in the zone. A nice 15-footer. Won't go. Looks like Barrientos touched it last. 1:05 left here in the third quarter. Savvy clock control here by the Cardinals as they're going to take some time off, going to let the third quarter drain away with a 19-point lead. They're in no hurry anymore.
They are not. Their next date will be with Portsmouth come Saturday night for the Class 1 championship. Patience, that was Smith again underneath, strong with the left hand from the left side.
It's the first basket of the second quarter, or second half.
Again, just how it's been for the Crusaders, a hustle play to save that ball, but goes BG's way.
Block on Barrientos. She got her hand on the ball and pushed it into the face of Ava Owens. You can see it snap back from here, but she fouled it with the body.
No, that was a very physical drive.
I'm a little surprised she's shooting. It wasn't on the floor.
And here comes Groove back on the court, limping like Willis Reed.
I remember it well.
Oh, but what a gamer she's been all season. The rarity, 2 free throws missed in a row by BG. 17 seconds left. Let's see if Crusaders can get a hoop here.
Rumblatt trying to get
nice
to the
dish.
basket. Vega can't handle it cleanly. We go back the other way with 5 seconds left. Third quarter. Jumper from the corner comes off. The rebound to Carney.
Yes, it does.
It does indeed.
Everything's going BG way. 23-point lead going into the fourth.
Well, Memorial put up 11 points in the first quarter, just 8 in the second, and now just 7 here in the third quarter. And certainly you're not going to beat a team like Bridget Burton with that kind of offensive output.
And BG's been well balanced. 16 points in the first, 17 in the second, 16 in the third. And they're well on their way to the 63-point average. And they're well on the way to holding Memorial to the 37-point average that they've given up this season. Being an engineer, we know most often the numbers don't lie.
They really are. It's right there for the Cardinals. And Fred, I know you saw the end of the Pinkerton-Portsmouth game. That was quite a lot of fun here.
That was a great game by
Spiro Fieldhouse.
two good programs. If you remember last year, it was Pinkerton and BG in the finals. Brooke Kane is really a great player for Pinkerton, similar to Owens and Foreman. She's got an all-around game for the Astros.
And the hall was probably three-quarter or more full.
Oh,
it was
more than
loud
that,
in
yes.
here. It was a lot of fun.
Love that atmosphere.
I don't know what the student population of BG is. Might not be all that big.
But they're vocal here tonight.
Foul line jumper from Smith comes off. Here's Grumblatt. The three.
And again, we talked about Grumblatt averaging 17.7 points a game. And unfortunately, she hasn't been able to contribute that production tonight. And credit to BG defense for that. Still in the 1-3-1 full court press, just adding that pressure. Let's see if the trap happens. Yeah, there it goes.
Lyric's got some room, but Vega can't get it to her. And it's in by much more. I was just going to say, Grumblatt doesn't really create her own points. She's a good jump shooter.
No,
The others need to feed her.
And again, Gould, she had the 6-foot Smith on her this time. She's had monsters on her the entire time. Oh, great steal right there by BG's Foreman.
The jumper from Carney comes off. Vega looks like she's slowed down some here. She's starting to look a little fatigued.
That's the bigger court, and these girls, they set a frantic pace to start the game.
Carney lost it on the way up. And here comes Carrier. Full tilt.
Still pushing, going up against the bigger person, gets it in.
Well, that time she kind of stopped, and Foreman thought that she didn't need to stay underneath, and that allowed Carrier to speed up again and lay it in, but the long home run pass leads to a layup. Get the foul on Smith.
One in the field, and Smith finished that layup. Again, her shooting percentage has to be right up there. She's 8 for 11 so far, Peter, with 19 points. Addison Smith.
Is a good night.
And as we noted, she wasn't even a starter for the Cardinals.
Right. Brunette this time, she does her thing.
Nice play off the glass there. Oh, wide open again. Smith's just racking them up now.
Grumblatt gets double teamed. Does a good job to get it to Brunette. Janessa off for Moran. Moran replaced Gould. Just couldn't go. This is Carrier. She gets bumped. No foul.
Again, great defense by BG. His hands are everywhere, and they finally get the turnover.
Well, and then they give it right back.
Yeah. Oh, travel. Yes. She got up from her knee. And now here comes Owen back in the game.
For Smith. Lauren Bartnicki on for Memorial. 5:09 mark. BG by 25.
So as we wind down this fourth quarter, Peter, can reflect a little on Manchester basketball. Again, Memorial had a great run this year. And what did they finish? 13-5 during the regular season?
No, 17 or 15 and 3.
17-3. That's great. Central got into the playoffs, beat Goffstown in a great overtime game we saw, but then unfortunately ran into this BG juggernaut.
Yeah.
Central boys, they went to the Seacoast and played and unfortunately lost in the first round. And the Trinity and Memorial boys did not make the playoffs this year, nor the Trinity girls.
Portsmouth beat Central just 69-65 in that first round game.
And over in D2, the Blue Knights of West, the boys and girls, neither, I believe, made the playoffs this year.
This Memorial girls team was definitely the most consistent, really the best basketball team in the city.
Yeah.
You got to give a lot of credit to Coach Coutreau for what he's done with this group. And you also have to give a nod to Mike Wenners in Central. Mike always gets the most that there is out of his players, and to win a playoff game this year was a pretty good achievement. They went down as the number 9 seed, no, the 8th seed, I think, down to Nashua for BG game.
Mike, the AD director, athletics director at Central, great guy, great coach. And you're right, he always seems to get the best out of his squads. It's like BJ's just playing out the string here, passing along the perimeter till they find someone open inside. Going into the fourth, BG was 22 of 44 from the floor, shooting 50%. Anytime you shoot 50% from the floor, you're going to win that game generally.
Yeah. High school game especially.
Conversely, the Crusaders were 11 of 34, so less than 33% on their shooting. And that almost tells the game right there from an offensive point.
Much more. And Foreman come off for BG, the 3:53 mark. Now, we mentioned just once, Fred, that just Ileana Vega is a senior on this Memorial team. So the bulk of this team's coming back next year. So the future looks good over there on Crusader Way.
Oh, I agree with that. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sophomore and freshmen on the squad, Peter. So again, they have a few years to go.
There we go.
Intentional foul.
Might be a double technical here.
No, it's an intentional foul. There should be 2 shots and the ball at the point of interruption.
Well, there was the 2 5s mixed up in that. Jessica Carrier and Ariel O'Connell. I saw Carrier from Memorial kind of swing out with her left arm as the 2 players were on the floor. And Ariel O'Connell took exception to that. She was not happy. I looked away at that point, and it may be that O'Connell lashed out back at Carrier and was caught doing that, as is so often the case, right? It's the retaliation that gets caught. The referee put his hand up and indicated that number 5 gets the foul, but there were 2 there. I don't know who's got it. I don't know who's shooting. Do you?
I believe that the Crusaders are going to be shooting 2. The foul is on. Intentional foul on the Cardinals. The officials explain it to the coach now. And you're right, a lot of time that is retaliation. The second person gets caught.
Well, that was classic. On the floor, Jessica was not happy and was feeling some frustration, I'm sure, as well. And once the ball was gone, I stayed watching her and Area, and Jess reached out with her left arm, just kind of pushed and knocked her away. And O'Connell looked up in surprise and was not happy. And that's when I looked away, so I suspect.
But this is a critical time for officials to control the game. The Cardinals have doubled up the Crusaders 60-30. 3 minutes left. Their season is over. Their frustration level is high. Let's hope that both squads just show good sportsmanship through the rest of the game. So Carey is at the line for 2. So again, an intentional foul is Robles' foul, gets 2 shots. Then the team gets the ball back at what you say the point of interruption. And this may be a little moral victory for the Crusaders here, sick of these 2. And she does.
The lefty gets them both.
And Gould's coming back in the game. Even with 3 minutes left, she cannot be denied, can she?
Tamara, the 5'4" junior.
Down by 28. I'm sure she is gnawing at her coach. Put me back in. Put me back in. But I tell you, look at BG hustling right at the end. Oh, offensive foul. Minutes, 18 seconds left in this semifinal tilt from Southern New Hampshire University. Stan Spiro Fieldhouse. I can actually read his signature on the court also.
Quite the character.
Yes.
Mr. Spiro.
But a great contributor to basketball in New Hampshire.
Absolutely.
We've been very fortunate at the collegiate level. Dickinson at St. A's, 600 victories also.
That's a great entry pass of Lyric Rumblatt.
And a good finish.
With the left hand down low, that's her first field goal of the game for the top scorer for the Crusaders. And that tells you all you need to know about this game, or the score of this game at this point is Gould. Camera seems to be moving okay. Vega.
Now inside.
Looking for
go Crusade away.
Knocked out of bounds by Sousa of BG. Here comes Owens off.
It looks like BG's starting to empty their bench now. Bowen and Sullivan in for them.
2:09 remains. BG leads 60-34.
Still look at this extended man-to-man defense all the way out, well past the three-point line. You know, it's made it difficult for Central to penetrate, especially with the size advantage that BG generally has had on all the players.
Vega dumps it off to Gould.
Look at Gould going right in just like a big man down low. That was a bit of a frustration foul.
She caught Brenna Paquette. Got a timeout. It's only the first.
No, they emptied it. Memorial's emptying their bench too. With 1:40 left. Get these girls a couple minutes on this big floor. Prepare them for next year, hopefully.
Prepare them for next year, that's right. Why not? They got Chloe Allen on the floor. They got Elizabeth Barrientos back on the floor. Who else we got? Lauren Bartnickel.
Nice play.
Erin McCoy on for Memorial.
With about a minute left, Pete, I do want to give a shout out to my sweet Judy at home, who's my biggest fan when we watch these games. And a shout out to you. Thanking you for allowing me to enjoy the games up here with you in the booth. It's been a blast this season.
It has been fun. Thank you, Fred. I appreciate your company, your insights. As we're inside the last minute, it'll be BG and Portsmouth in the state title game. Saturday the 7th or the 9th? That'd be the 9th.
That's correct. BG will be gunning for the 4th straight championship.
That's a 4 o'clock start right here at Southern.
Oh, another free. They're just pouring it on with a 30-point lead. Well, we knew the better team was, Peter, but we know on any given day anything could happen. But today, unfortunately for Crusaders, it did not happen.
Right. But congratulations to Coach Coutreau and his Chargers here. They've had a great year. They'll finish at 17-4, not including the Christmas tournament where they went 2-1, I think.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Liliana Vega, the senior, playing her last game for Memorial. Everybody else will be back, and I will be too next year to see them. Final score, 66-36. BG.
Well, Peter, again, as we said, BG with their sides came out, dominated inside. We said the Crusaders had to do all the little things, but unfortunately with BG shooting close to 50% from the floor, that just didn't happen tonight.
And we will leave it at that. It sets up a number 1 versus number 2 final. Or does it? No, Portsmouth's number 6.
Yes.
1-6 final.
They beat Bedford. That was an upset coming in.
And then they knocked off Pinkerton. How about that? We'll leave it at that, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed all the games this year on Manchester Public Television Services. For Fred McNeil, I'm Peter Capano. We'll see you next year on